All right, YouTube, time for Straight Pool Sunday. Um, I was shooting pretty good today, but overall, one thing to mention here, I was shooting these really hard for some reason. I think it had a lot to do with me having played 9 ball for a couple of hours before this. You'll notice I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing in the last two break and run videos. Yeah, nudge the 13, I'll put it back. All right, so right here I've got a pretty spread out table from the break. The 10 ball is a problem ball, and the 2 ball is a problem ball. The 913 is a little bit of a problem. I'm going to have to take the 13 out to get the 9. So I'm going to run up the table. I'm going to leave. I've already determined that the 6 ball is my break ball. The 15 is probably my key ball. I can shoot the 15 and draw back a little bit and get that perfect leave on the 6 that I want. That's subject to change, but that's my plan at this point. Okay, so I get in because I want to deal with the 13 and the 2. I guess the 9 goes straight, so I take it. And then I get a good angle on the 2, just enough, as much angle as I could get and still make it. Roll it in. I really wanted to roll to the rail there and get to this 10 ball. You're going to see me try multiple times to get on this 10. And I always seem to fall short and get on the 5, so I just keep going with the other way of doing it. Here I'm going to use massive inside English and bring the cue ball back along the same track. Again, trying to get to the 10. The 5 ball's got the edge of it, just enough that I have to come off the rail to hit it. So here I'm going to try coming off the rail with spin to get on the 13. And awkward shot. I would long bridge. Yeah, I didn't get there. I'm a little bit frustrated, I'll be honest. I shot this ball in frustration, figuring, well, not even really thinking about what I was doing. I just hit this ball. I make it, the cue ball comes up, it hits the 5. I'm very fortunate that the 5 doesn't fall in. Now I've got a straight in shot on the 5, that's fine. I can draw off of it for the 13, and the 13 will give me a basically perfect break shot. So I got that frustration under control. Now I'm going to get back to shooting. And this is pretty much perfect on the 13. Just a little touch of draw to keep it from hitting the 6, and bounce off the rail and out for the classic break shot. And there it is. So let's speed through the rack. Okay, good break. A little harder than I wanted. If I hit that softer, those balls that you saw moving from the rail on the left back into the rack don't get back, and I end up with a much better leave. So here, got a bunch of balls underneath. I want to get underneath there and deal with them. I'm looking at this 15 because I can shoot it in. The 1 looks like a really good break shot right now, but I've got to clear all that stuff out of the way to be able to make the 13. So I've got kind of a two-way shot here. If I overhit this, I'm going to have the 2, and if I hit it right, I'll have the 15. I just want to pocket this. Nice and easy, get a leave on the 15, and I do. Now, I have a choice here. I could draw. If I draw, though, I stand a chance of getting stuck in the middle of those 3 balls. So I'm going to go ahead and follow. And yeah, now I've got a real mess at the bottom of the table. I don't like having to shoot this kind of mess down here. It's just not a lot of room to work. So I draw that to try to break the 8-9 out a little bit. They were very close together, very difficult to get to, and not on an angle to use a combination. Now I'm going to take the 3-2 combination. I've got to get those out of the way for the 8, the 9, or the 8 and the 14. I've got this 10 ball over here that I can use to get back into the mix over there. Now I'm going to use some left-hand English and run down the rail, and it goes a little bit further than I thought it would. I thought it would hit the 9 more full than it did. Instead, it came off the rail and it tickied, and it actually did a ticky twice. A ticky being where you come off the rail, hit the bottom of the ball, and go back to the rail. Here, I've got the 8 on the side, or the 14 up the table. The 8 seems like a better leave and a better shot. Okay, now I'm actually in control of the bottom of the table, but I don't like this cluster of 3 balls that's sitting up here. The 11's blocking the 13. The 13's completely blocked at this point. So I'm going to take the 3 and the 14, and I'm going to move up to try to get the 11 out of the way. So I'll spin up the rail around the 9 without touching it. That'll let me get past it and get on the 11. I get a little bit too far. Now I'm going to make contact with the 13, but I'm not worried about it because the 1 should stop the 13, except that I spun the 13 over. If I didn't have all that side spin on that shot, it would have worked. I could shoot the 13 here, but I'm going to bump the 1 to the rail, so I end up taking the 1. And I'm going to hit the 9. There's no way around that. So I'm going to send it up the table. I've still got a ball up the table, so I'm going to send the 9 up there in the hopes of getting a shot on it that will let me shoot the 7 in. It works out pretty well. It's not the easiest cut, but it's not the worst one either. I use a lot of inside English to hold the cue ball up. It does nudge the 7, but that's okay. Now I've got kind of the perfect leave, and I hit this like a gorilla in heat. I have no idea why I hit that ball that hard. If you could hear me, I'm sitting there telling the ball to slow down. Okay, not exactly the ideal break shot. I can shoot it in the top right corner, or the top left as you're looking at it now. If I do, I'm not going to hit the rack. So I end up deciding to cut this back in the top right corner, which is absolutely the right decision here. And I'm going to hit it with top English because I think I'm going to hit the 2 solid, so I'm going to hit it with top. I end up nipping the 2, and the cue ball goes 3 rails into the corner, ending my run. Minus a point, take the ball out. I'm 27 for that run. So I did not beat my high run of 29. However, good day.